Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Modded Minecraft, and we're starting things off today where we finished last time on this crazy mining setup, and this has been doing very well. I've left it to do its thing mining the diamonds, but it did get to the stage where I really didn't need any more. So I swapped out some of the lenses for lime, so we still have 4 of the light blue, so we're still getting plenty of diamonds, but with the addition of these we're also getting emeralds as well. And as I haven't done any villager trading yet, I don't have any other source of emeralds, so if we have a look in here, we have over 2,000 emeralds, and we also have almost 8,000 diamonds now, so that is doing alright. And what I want to do today is continue with the idea that I'm so used to playing Skyblock and having infinite resources. I want to do the same thing with the Certus and the Fluix, so we have plenty of that. But before getting on that, we do have something else to do with AE2, and that is upstairs in the factory. So I have put these elevators at the front on each floor, so we can go up and have a look. And this is the one that we've already done with the industrial foregoing stuff over there, and I don't think I've got anything that side yet, have I? No. Big corridor, nothing in there. So let's go up to the next level, which is the one I've just built. I've added this floor in, and as you can see, we have a big scary looking controller over here. And if you're watching my All the Mods 9 to the Sky series, this is the exact same setup I've got in there. So it is a 5x5 controller with 16 P2P tunnels on the bottom, and we're going to put another 16 on the top as well, all the way around just like this. And then basically everything throughout the base will connect to this via this controller here. So these two aren't connected. This just has P2P tunnels connected to this, looking at the channels on this one, and then this one is responsible for just sending it around the base. So the way we're going to do that is have it go across the ceiling like this. Now I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to have this here. I've been toying with the idea of having this open like we've done downstairs, having like a central area that's open, having this as like a too high area. But I'm not going to worry about it too much for now. I just want to get everything working and get all this in. So let's just put all of these P2P tunnels on here. And it's fairly simple to do this. It's a bit of a complicated idea, but it does work really well. So all we're going to do is connect up all of these, but make sure we do it in groups of 8, because these smaller cables can only handle 8 channels. So 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then to split them up, I'm going to use cable anchors. So we'll put that on there, and then we can put these along here, and then 6, 7, and 8. So that is now fully connected. And then all we need to do as well is connect that into this one, and that'll do its thing. Now I do need to power this, and I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to connect everything to this without breaking the other system. So what I think I'm going to do is power this and have it as a separate network for now, and basically just one by one disconnect things from the other network and add it to this one, and eventually the other one will be redundant and we can just get rid of it. So for this, I don't really want to use these quantum entangler portals anymore, but we'll go with it for now. So that is all powered now, and it should also power this one, but that's not going to work yet. So what we need to do is grab a quartz fiber, and I need to get some wireless AE2 going as well, don't I? Can't be coming down here all the time. So let's get a quartz fiber, and what these allow you to do is basically connect to a different network without transferring any channels, but just power it from the other network. So we've got this one powered, and this network is on a different network to this one. So what we need to do is run a cable from, so it might be a bit ugly going down the side like this, but let's do this. And if we just put that on there like that, that will now power that controller, but it is not connected to the channels. So as you see there, that is not using any channels, it's just powering this network. Right, so I suppose we should get these cables running down here, shouldn't we? And the first thing we can connect up is actually down here. So this setup here is for my industrial foregoing plastic generation. So I'm just going to run a cable all the way down here and somehow connect that and hope it works. So you see on here as well, this is using all 32 channels. So all 32 channels are going into there, and we're going to send them around the base on this cable, but remembering to use P2P tunnels whenever we connect it to anything else. And these cables are going to get quite expensive because I am very low on glowstone at the minute. So let's just break into here for now. Yeah, so that's basically it. We're going to have these cables going down on either side, and I'll do it on the other side as well, but I'm not going to connect it up at the minute because, yeah, I'm running low on these things. So I'll get this all connected, and then we can have a look and hopefully have something working. Right, so we now have a new P2P tunnel coming from that new controller over here, and I've connected up all of my plastic and latex production to that. So if we look in the system, we should have a full tank of latex, so that's 256 buckets, and also 2048 plastic. So what I've done here is I've removed this one down here. So I have this cable coming across from the old controller, and I had a P2P tunnel on there, so I've just disconnected all the cables from that and then added this one up here and connected everything up to that. So I've already linked up the P2P tunnel, so now if we look in that controller, we should see everything in there. So up here I've added a crafting terminal so we can have a look, and exactly as we expect, we've got 256 buckets of latex and 2048 plastic. So that's job one done, but you know, this isn't much use on its own, so I need to get everything else done. So after the end of the last episode, I was trying to get a little bit more basic automation done, and I've just stuck it all behind here. And this is basically my inspiration for doing what I'm doing today, because I started doing this and I thought it's just ridiculous having so many daft little setups behind here. So let me just talk you through what I've done, and then we can start setting it up over there. So firstly, we're getting into a bit of auto crafting, but not actually crafting. What we're doing here is setting up the charged Certus quartz. So what we've got in here is a pattern for charged Certus quartz that comes from one Certus quartz crystal. So if we come in here and have a look for Certus, you can see we have 64, and there is a reason we have 64, but we'll get to that in a minute. So if I middle click on this and say I want 10, click next and then start, that will be sent to this pattern provider, and it will basically put 10 in here one by one, and once they're done it'll send them back to the system. So I don't have to stand here right clicking these, waiting for them to finish and then doing it all again. So to enable that, to do that, you need to have something connected called crafting storage. So that's just what we've got over here, and we can see what it's doing. So there's one left, and once that's done it all clears, so now they're already in there. What we've also got is a ME interface, and what you can do with these is auto stock things. Now that doesn't sound that powerful on its own, because it basically just put whatever items it had in the system into here, but in combination with this thing called a crafting card, if the system knows how to make the thing that you want to auto stock like it does here, it'll use whatever tools you have at your disposal for itself and craft up what it needs. So if we take some out of here, that has come straight in from the 10 that we've already crafted, but it will now be doing the rest to take that up to 64, which is great. And you can do this with lots of different things, all the crafting, all the automatic processes you get set up. You can use these things to basically auto stock everything. So we're going to be doing all of that, but as I say, we're not going to be doing it behind here. So I'm going to get rid of all of this, and put them all over there. And then I'm going to slowly start removing things from this controller, connecting them to the other one, and hopefully we'll have a much better system once I'm done. Okay, so first little bit of progress. All the stuff I've just shown, I've just moved over here. So we have the automated charging, the auto stocking of the charging, and then just the crafting storage around here. But I've also moved all of the main storage over here as well. So everything apart from the storage drawers, obviously, I'm not moving those, but all these drives I've moved over here, and these are all connected to this network now. So if we look in here, this now has everything that's on those drives. So I just need to connect up my main storage drawers and then the ones in the mob farm as well, and I think that should be it. I have just noticed, watching some of the footage back, I didn't actually do this properly. So I said these needed to be separated into groups of 8, and I have a cable anchor at this end, but then I forgot to do one just here, I think it is. So it shouldn't matter too much, because we do have 2 connections coming off this 32 in the middle, but I do like to do it properly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and then we've got 8 at the other side. Right. Okay, that's better. And I've also removed the P2P tunnel that went into the industrial foregoing area. So if we just come back here, you can see this is all getting ripped apart now. The drives that were down here, they're gone. If we look at these P2P tunnels, one of these should say unlinked now. Where is it? Yeah, that says unlinked. So this is the one that did go into the industrial foregoing area. So I should just be able to get rid of that, and that won't have broken anything, because that's already reconnected to the new controller. So now I think I just need to redo these P2P tunnels on the new controller, and I think that should be it. I can get rid of this controller, and I'll need to send a P2P tunnel over here, because I am going to still use this area. I think I like this as having this as like my main little working area, workshop kind of thing. And I also want to move these as well. I want to put these in the factory somewhere as like a farming area, but we'll get to that. That is a fairly manual thing at the minute, and it's all done through Ender Chest. Doesn't touch A2 at all, so I can leave that for now. So should we do one of these P2P tunnels together, and then we can see how much of a pain this is going to be. So I don't know which one's which. So this E865, so what's that? That's E865. So that is the one from the mob farm. So what I need to do first, why are the Enderman? So what I'll need to do first is I probably could disconnect this, because I don't really think I need to use it. If it goes offline, it's not a big deal until I get it connected back up. So I really just need to... I did have a cable going along this way, didn't I? And I took it out. But I think this would be a good way to send stuff back over. Yeah, so if I run this one back down here, I could send a cable over there. And as long as I've got enough channels, I mean, these can carry 8 channels, but remember we're carrying P2P channels. So that is more than enough for everything I need to do. As long as I can put 8 P2P tunnels over there. I only need one in like my workshop area and one in the mob farm. So I think that should be more than enough, shouldn't it? So we'll just run this cable down here. If I've got any, I do have some dense cable on me. Run this right down. So there should be a P2P. Yeah, that's the P2P tunnel for the industrial foregoing stuff. So let's just run this right down. Doesn't need to be this. I could just go straight into the normal Fluix from here. But let's do it properly. So now, if we run... Right, I don't want to connect it up to this cable yet, though, because that is all connected to the other network, and that would cause lots of problems, because you'd have 2 controllers on the same network, and it wouldn't like it. Let's just go around the outside, and then, you know, I'm just going to disconnect all this. So that just goes to a storage controller that I've got at the front of the factory. Don't need that. That is the one that comes from the existing controller. So I can get rid of that. And where was the other one that I was using? Oh yeah, and this is the route that I was going to take, wasn't it? So that's the mob farm. So if I disconnect that, I can run that to that now. I think, yeah, that should be alright. So we'll do that. That shouldn't have broke anything. I'm going to disconnect this from here. That's just a crafting terminal as well, so I'll get rid of that. I will steal that. And then all of this can come out as well, can't it? Yeah, because that just goes to my existing controller. Okay, and that is now everything from the mob farm disconnected from this controller. So if we just go wire this up and link the P2P tunnel, and I should be able to steal one of these as well. So that now is unlinked, so I can get rid of that. And then this is the newest one, and this is the one we set up last time that goes to the auto mining area. So the bit that does the auto processing of the ore. So we can do that one in a second. So now I just need to connect this back up to the mob farm, and we should be good. Right, I've got that cable all in now, so I just need to connect up the P2P. So we've only got one on this controller in use, so I'm just going to go to the next one, shift right click on that. Then this new one that I've set up in the mob farm, I can just right click on there. Those are now linked. So if I just grab, I always like to put one dense cable coming out of the P2P, and then we can just connect up this. And that is now using the 6 channels that we've got going over here. So that is a storage bus on there. We've got a few exporters for essence and a few other things. And I also have a crafting terminal in here. So now that should be connected. So this should see, in theory, everything on my drives, everything in here, but not the stuff that I've got in my other storage drawers. So I'll have a look at that. Yeah, so that's all the mob farm stuff and all the random junk that is just on my ME drives. Right, we're getting there. So I suppose the next easy one we could do should be this, shouldn't it? So if we just run a dense cable down the other side, or do I have something under here I could already use? Actually, yeah, I could do that. That'd be really easy. So if I just disconnect that, that goes to the existing controller. So I'll take that out, and then that should be disconnected. So if we put a cable over here, it says online, but it's unlinked, and that's right. So I just need to link it to a P2P on the new controller. So I have my memory card, grab another one of those, and then we can set that onto here. Now, this won't change anything we can see in the storage, because all this is for power to automate these things, but we should things be backing up in there? I feel like they should. Oh, what's going on there? Oh, is that backed up with everything else, so it's not bringing anything? Right, okay, I need to sort some of this out, don't I? Right, so things should go into here and not be processed because this isn't powered at the minute. So now, if I right click, let's just build this up a bit so we can see it happen. Right, so we have a few things in there waiting to be processed. So if I right click on this, that should have got that. And that is linked, and it is now processing all of those. Right, that's great. So this is up and running. And the last thing we need to do is the main storage drawers, and those are basically directly linked to the old controller. So I need to rip that out and set up a new P2P tunnel. And I think that's it. Right, so this is going to be even easier than I thought. So this is the one that goes across to the factory. So now, all I need to do really is take out this controller, which will break all of this. But then if I put a P2P tunnel on here, and then have dense cable coming out of there, I can then basically just connect all of this to this P2P tunnel, and that should do it. So all we've got over here really is the 3 terminals, and then the storage drawers above there. I've got an inscriber there, but I'm going to move that because we're going to get all that automated as well. What's going on around here? Yeah, I might have a couple of export buses and storage. Yeah, that's the dissolution chambers, isn't it? So yeah, we've got a few things, but we're using 6 channels, and with this, we're going to be able to have 32, so that is more than good enough. So grab all these. Just need to link this one, and then this should be good. Right, so fourth one on there. And then if we come down here, this is the one that isn't connected now, because this did go to the old controller. So if we put that back on there, that should connect to this network, and the new P2P tunnel we've just added is on the end of there. So we just need to go link that now, like that, and then, oh, I can't believe I'm one of those short. So put that there. That is now using 6 channels, and this should now be able to see everything. Right, that's looking good to me. That's got all the cobble there, all the wood that's in the storage drawers above me, all the mob farm stuff, and then everything that's on the drives as well. So that is absolutely perfect. I can start clicking things back into here. And do I have any smart cable? Oh yeah, I do have some there. I can't leave that one like it is, can I? There we go. That's better. Right, so I can actually tidy all this up now, can't I? And we're basically back to where we were before, just with the controller in a better place. So now we can get on the thing that we actually want to do, and that is to sort of automate the Fluix and the Certus. Okay, so back over in the factory, in the new controller room, I have made a few changes. I've got this smooth stone slab ceiling up here, just like we've done on all the other floors, and it does look a bit dark and gloomy at the minute. Now we can't see the sky, but I think once we get some lighting up there, it'll be alright. And I definitely want this to be an interior room. I don't want this open. So made a couple of changes from before. I've just tidied this up at this side a little bit, and I've added in some more interfaces. So now we have 4 of these, and that's the maximum you can have on one cable, because you need 4 interfaces and 4 storage buses. So that's the full 8 channels, and we only have charged Certus quartz auto stocked at the minute, because we can't auto craft anything, can we? So we are going to get on with that. I've moved my inscriber up here as well, because I'd run out of engineering processors. I've got the pattern provider for the charged Certus, and then I've got this cable going this way, and I think we're just going to have this for the charged Certus, the normal Certus, and then the Fluix production somewhere else. So I'm just going to run this cable down here, and then we can set up everything on that side. But I've also added in the pattern access terminal and the encoding terminal, so we can do all our pattern stuff up here. And I've added in another drive as well, so we can upgrade and add a bit more storage. Definitely need to up this as well, but we can leave that for now. So firstly, the Certus one doesn't actually need any channels, because this is just going to be on a subnetwork looking at this budding Certus quartz, and it'll just extract everything off there and put it into a storage, and then we can just use a channel to have a storage bus on the storage. So I think we'll probably put this in a drawer, because nothing else is going to go into there, is it? So let's grab an oak drawer, and then what I've got. So I've got 2 annihilation planes and 1 formation plane. So this is for the Fluix as well, but we just need 1 annihilation plane for this and a couple of storage buses. And I've also crafted up the growth accelerators, and we have already done one of these before, but I've just crafted up another 4. I might only need 4 actually, but we might be able to fit 5 in. So it's just Fluix blocks and Fluix cables, so it's not very expensive with the quartz glass as well. Other than that, I just think I need some storage buses. I do need an interface, but I need it to be one of these types. So as it's a subnetwork, I'm going to need quartz fibre, aren't I? So let's just grab a bit of that. And then really it's just the storage buses, and we should be good. So I definitely need to get some auto crafting set up soon as well. I'll make out pistons. See what I mean? Just basic stuff like this. The system should just be able to do it. Let's do 2 more interfaces, because I do need another one for the Fluix. Oh, look at this. This is awful. Oh, I'm out of Fluix dust as well. That's not good, is it? Right, so I need to go get some Fluix dust now, and I don't have any way of doing that up here, I don't think. Or can I do it in the inscriber? Yes, I can do it in the inscriber. Let's do that. So let's grab 2 more of those, and I just need 2 more interfaces. Oh, are you kidding me? One more. Right, so I just need a storage bus. Like that. Right, so 2 storage buses. That should be it. Okay, that was a bit of an ordeal already. Right, so let's see if we can get this set up. So I think I'm going to go this way. And I may need to leave room for some more, but we'll see how quickly this goes. So let's just have a cable coming down here. And with these growth accelerators, they are a little bit strange in that you don't need to have them pointing at the budding Certus quartz, but we do need to connect these up with cables. So that's the thing where they're a bit specific. They don't connect to all sides. They only connect to the top and bottom of it. So we need to make sure they're pointing in the right direction for where we want the cables. So let's just have this coming along here. It would be nice if I didn't have to cover up this close. Actually, I probably could, couldn't I? If I go, I think it's only about 3 wide this. So let's go a bit further. Or could we do it here? No, that's a bit close. let's have it in line with this. That is quite a big gap, isn't it? But that's alright. So I'm going to have it, rather than centered on here, I'm going to have it one off, and then the budding Certus quartz is going to be to the side. So that's right. Let's do that. And then if we put that there, and then we can have these going around the edge. And what I was thinking about having the fifth one was having one in the floor as well, but you know what, I'm not going to bother with that for now. Let's just have this doing this, and those are all online, and these don't take up any channels either, so we're not using anything there. So that's why we're not doing this on a subnetwork, because they're not taking up the channels. But the rest of it with the storage buses and stuff, we will do that. So let's take the cardboard box, put that in there, and if we shift right click that, that is flawless budding Certus quartz. So that will hopefully grow fairly quickly. And I want an annihilation plane in there, but I'm just thinking it would be better if I could fortune this, wouldn't it? Right, do I have any fortune books? Because that would be very helpful. Oh, they'll be all in my Library of Alexandria. Definitely want to do that. Let's go over there. Right, so in here, this looks different. Has this changed? So let's grab a fortune. We've got fortune 7. That is perfect. So in an anvil, we'll put the annihilation plane in there with a fortune 7 book, and we now have a fortune 7 annihilation plane. Nice. So now if we put that on there, I can put a cable here because it won't connect to that side. That's good. And if I put the drawer there, and then put the storage bus on the side of that, and then I'm also going to have another one here, and that's going to be for the main network, but then it's going to be the one that puts it in there. So if I then take a quartz fiber, put that there, and then put that there, that is now going to start mining that. And how much have we got in there? 10 just from that first one. So I think that is it really. So we already have 17 Certus quartz crystal. So I can't access that from my main network at the minute, but if I just connect this up, and I also want to set this priority higher than the main storage, so let's go 100, and then if I put that there, I now should be able to see all that Certus coming in. So let's have a look at that. Right, yeah, that is going up. So what I'm going to do is take everything out of here, so anything that was on the drawers, and then we can put, no, don't want to do that. Right, so that is part of the thing you need to do as well. You can either make sure that this only has access to Certus quartz to store, but you can also, if we just grab a bit, we can also filter this as well, so it'll only be able to store Certus in there. I suppose we should lock it as well, shouldn't we? I want to see how much is in there, so let's do that and that, so we can see how much is in there. But now this will only ever be able to store Certus, and the way the annihilation planes work is they will only break something if they have somewhere to store it in this subnetwork that it's on. So now it can only store Certus, so it will now wait for this to fully grow up before I'll break it. And this is pretty fast, isn't it? So I was going to do multiple setups of this, but you know what, I think that's alright. And we've only used one channel there just for the storage bus, so very happy with that. So next thing to do is the Fluix. So I'm going to do this along the same way, but this one is quite a small setup, I suppose, so we could do it here. Let's have the cable coming down again. I am going to cover this glowstone on this time, I think. And then we'll put the pattern provider at the bottom, and then we're going to want, oh, I need some more storage buses. That's not good, is it? So a couple more sticky pistons, 2 more pistons, and can I do 2 more of these? No, you go in there. Let's have a few of those, and some of those. I'll grab that, and that, I think I need 2 for this. I might be wrong though. I know I definitely need an interface though. One of these. But we're going to turn it into the other type. Right, I think that should be everything we need now. So I've already got the annihilation plane, and I can't fortune this because it's just dropping things into water. So if I haven't explained actually what I'm doing. So when you drop redstone, charged Certus, and quartz into water, they turn into Fluix crystals. And it is a bit of a boring process doing it manually, so that is why we're going to get this system to do it for us. And this is going to be a requested thing, so this is just running on its own. This one is requested, so when we say we want charged Certus, it'll do that, and it's going to be the same for the Fluix as well. So let's do the storage bus first, and we're going to definitely want to filter this one before we get started. So let's have some Fluix, and I just want that in there, so this will now only be able to store Fluix. So that means the annihilation plane will have somewhere to store it. Right, so I then need to power some, I need 2 subnetworks here, don't I? One for the annihilation plane, one for the formation plane. So I'm going to have quartz fiber there and there. Yeah, so this part is going to be part of a subnetwork, and then we need to go up one so we have space for the water, and then over this way. And then that is where the annihilation plane goes at the top. And then if we have another subnetwork coming around this way, we can then put that interface on the side of here. That'll connect to that. And then if we put the formation plane at the bottom, all we need to do is set that to blocks will be dropped as item. So that means it's not going to place the blocks, it's just going to drop them into the world. So that should be pretty much it. So I do need to get, I've got some glass, but I also need a facade as well. Let's go with the tough. And the reason for that is we're going to have the water up against the cable, but we want it to be more contained than that. So we're going to put that there like that. So now we've put the glass around the side of here. So do that. Put the water in there. And then glass on that one. And now that should be it. We should be able to craft Fluix from this. So yeah, let's give it a go. Now, oh yeah, I'll need to set up the pattern for Fluix as well. So if we just come into our encoding terminal and search for Fluix, go in-world transmutation, and if we drop those three into water, that's what we want. So we just need to get some patterns. Try that again. And then we'll put that into there. We should now be able to request Fluix from here, and it should do it. So how much charge Certus quartz we've got? We've got 100. Well, let's just do one Fluix. Let's make sure that works. Right, so it's going to craft 2 of those with 1 each of these. Now, can we see it? Yeah, so those have gone into there. Being thrown into the water. They've turned into that. And in theory, that annihilation plane should pick it up. But it's not doing it, is it? Oh, device offline. Why is that? We're not connected that. Oh, I have not connected that there. That's why. Bit of an oversight there, but that has now done it. So if we try that again, let's do 10 of them and start. Yeah, right. So that's dumped everything to there. That'll turn into Fluix. And it all gets picked up by the annihilation plane once it gets to the top. And that's it. So that is Certus, charge Certus, and Fluix all automated. Now the great thing about this is as well, it'll daisy chain stuff together. So if you look at the charge Certus, we only have 99. So if I was to request 100 of the Fluix, that's not enough. Actually, yeah, it is. I would need to request 200 Fluix, and that wouldn't be enough. So should we actually do it? Let's see if we can do this. So do that. It says it can do it though, and that is because it has 99, but it also has the ability to craft 1. So we don't have to go through each stage. We can just request the final thing we need, and then it knows how to make everything below. So if we do that, it'll do 1 charge Certus quartz, which is doing there, and then it'll dump everything into there, and then we should get another 200 Fluix coming into here. And because we're auto stocking the charge Certus, that will start stocking again. And the reason it's not doing it yet is because it's using the crafting storage to do that. But now that's finished, this thing can kick in and start auto crafting these to stock up in there. So that is why we need way more of these crafting storages, which is something that I'm definitely going to get on with. And I had a little bit of time, so I thought I might as well go and do that. So I've upgraded these. I've got 2 more co-processing units on this one, and I've also added the crafting monitor as well. So when this is doing something, it shows the display here to say what's happening. And then I've also added in another 3, but with these ones, I've crafted the 64k crafting storage. So without auto crafting, this is a bit of a pain to do, so I'm not going to do any more than this. But this is going to make setting up the auto crafting much easier, and I am going to do that next time on this cable right here. And after I got all that done, I thought I might as well add a little bit more over here. So I've added in 2 more of these flawless budding Certus quartz, and got this set up. 2 more annihilation planes with Fortune 7, and those are all going into drawers over here. And as you can see, we've got 5,000 in there, and these aren't doing too bad either. Now this may be a bit silly having them in separate drawers. I could probably just pipe them into one and it'd save me a couple of channels over here, but these 3 storage buses are literally the only channels that are getting used by all this because it's all on a separate subnetwork, so it's not that big deal. So I think that's a pretty productive episode, isn't it? We've got all of the control moved and a much more efficient setup now, and we've even fully automated all of Fluix and the Certus, so gotta be happy with that. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.